The real estate investing journey from beginner to expert. That's what we're going to talk about in today's video. I know it's overwhelming. You want to get started in real estate investing, but it seems like a difficult task, a tall order. But don't worry, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the real estate investing journey, covering everything from how to get started as a beginner to how to become an expert in this area. So I am Clayton Morris. I'm the founder of Morris Invest, which is a full-service rental real estate company. I started this company a number of years ago when I realized, wow, people need access to great properties that are not in their backyard that could be fully managed by a great team that could produce monthly cash flow and allow you to build a portfolio of properties and reach financial freedom. That's what we do. So the beginner's journey into real estate, if you're new, the first thing you need to do is learn as much as you can about the industry, because this is really going to help you navigate what you want to accomplish. When I first started, I was listening to a lot of experts who were really into investing in residential real estate, single-family homes and duplexes that didn't fall into the commercial space. And so that's what attracted me. I grew up in a single-family home. I knew the value and the benefit of living in a great house and having a great neighborhood and being in a great school district. That was very attractive to me. That's something that I understood. I could never really understand and wrap my head around how the stock market worked. Sure, I had a 401k at my company, but I didn't understand how my family's future could be tied to a company making decisions internally that I had nothing to do with. For instance, if I was an investor in Coca-Cola and they suddenly launched a new advertising campaign that blew up in their face and lost 30% of their sales, well, I had nothing to do with that. Now my retirement is affected. It just never made sense to me. And so real estate always made sense to me. It was a tangible asset that I lived in, and my family grew from there and had a great school, and I was able to go out into the world and have a great career. So when I started my investing journey, I started reading everything I could. I started listening to as many podcasts as I could, watching as many videos as I could, interviewing experts, talking to individuals about this. And what I came away with from all of those many, many hours of research was I wanted to be a residential real estate investor. That's what spoke to me personally. Now, you might come at this differently through all of your research. I recommend sitting down and starting with some basic books, sitting down and reading Robert Kiyosaki's great book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which is really one of the foundational elements for me as an investor. And then read Tom Wheelwright's amazing book, Tax-Free Wealth. And then start to go through and read Ken McElroy's book on real estate investing and start that journey of learning how to build passive income. Then I read Gary Keller's amazing book, The Millionaire Real Estate Investor, and he really focused on residential real estate as well. Now, your mileage may vary. You may sit back and start doing all of this research and realize you want to invest in raw land, or you want to invest in commercial properties, high-rise buildings. You might want to invest in storage facilities or go the Airbnb route. But what I recommend is finding something that you're passionate about, something that you can really sink your teeth into, and then just stick to one course of action, okay? And follow it to completion. The biggest mistake you can make in the beginning is having 5 or 6 different things and you go off on a tangent, okay? Or you start down the path of residential real estate and then shiny object syndrome floats in and you start wanting to invest in high-rise buildings or raw land. It's very, very tempting. And I'm here to tell you, I've done it, okay? I was seeing great success investing in residential real estate, and then suddenly I had investors coming to me, friends who were like, "Hey, Clayton, I know you're successful in residential real estate, but maybe you want to go in on this large high-rise building with me." I'm like, "Yeah, let's have some meetings about that. Let's talk about it." And then it was a distraction. And in the end, I never did it. But because it became a distraction. No. Why? I'm already seeing success buying single-family homes and renting those out, and my portfolio is growing. I'm hitting financial freedom. Why shiny object syndrome? Why am I like a fish with a lure? And that's what we are as humans. So anyway, just stick to one course of action and move forward. There are a lot of resources available online, in libraries, and you can also attend real estate investing seminars. But I would warn you, be very, very leery of going to like real estate investing seminars where someone's going to charge you $10,000 to sit in a room for a weekend and all of that stuff. I would avoid that like the plague, because it's really just an upsell event to try to get you to spend all sorts of additional money. You shouldn't have to do that at all. That is absolutely something to avoid. So it is great to go and meet with other real estate investors in your town. They have real estate meetups. If you go to meetup.com, you can find some local REIA meetings. Those are called REIA meetings in your neck of the woods. They might get together once a month at a local pub. I used to go to 3 of them a month It's a great way to meet realtors, contractors, other investors who were navigating this world of real estate investing. So it's a great way to network. But you might realize that investing in your backyard, like if you live in New Jersey or California, if you go to these real estate meetup groups, you might find out the best investments are not going to be in this backyard. They're not going to be here in California. They're not going to be here in New Jersey. So you're going to have to seek elsewhere. But that's very, very important to network with people who are like-minded in this world of real estate investing. So once you have just a basic understanding of real estate investing, those foundational elements, and I encourage you even to watch our full video from getting started here. We have a full video playlist series that you can watch to get started in real estate investing. Once you have that foundation, the basic foundation, that you buy a property, we get it cash flowing with a great property management company, and then we pay our taxes. We need to make sure our numbers make sense, and then we rinse and repeat. Once you understand that, then you need to start thinking about your investment goals. What do you want to do? What do you want to achieve with your real estate investments? Do you want to generate passive income, which is what I want to do? Do you want to build wealth? Do you want to retire early? Do you want to hold something that protects your wealth in perpetuity? For me, I wanted to replace the money from my day job. I did not want to be relying on a boss for my family's future. A number of years earlier, I had lost my job. They didn't renew my contract. I was fired, basically. They were like, well, we're going to go in a different direction. Oh, okay. What now? Now I'm out on my duff. I've got 2 weeks to find something. I literally had to move in with my parents. Do you know how embarrassing that is when you're not even 30 years old and you have to move back in with your parents? So I vowed it would never happen again. So for me, I wanted to figure out a way to create passive income that would cover my monthly expenses. Car payment, gas, groceries, rental for an apartment, all of those things. I wanted to have that monthly cash flow. That was my why. That was my goal. In fact, I built a whole cheat sheet that you might want to download for free. If you go to our website, morrisinvest.com/freedom, it's a 3-page PDF that'll help you figure out your financial freedom number. So that whole PDF is based on my journey. But you need to answer the question, why are you doing this? Were you watching some Saturday afternoon show on HGTV and you like the idea of flipping properties? Or do you really want to protect your family and build wealth? You want to retire early? You're tired of that 2-hour commute to and from work? What is it? Just answer that question. It's really going to help frame what your goals are moving forward. Once you know your goals, then you need to develop a plan, okay? So get a piece of paper out. This plan should include your risk tolerance, your budget, what money are you working with, and the type of properties now that you want to invest in. So you've thought about it, right? Mobile home investing, storage unit investing, single family homes, like I like to invest in, commercial real estate investing, raw land. Once you know what you want to do, okay, write it down. And then I want you to look at all of your money that you have available. This is what we kind of teach you in that cheat sheet, the financial freedom cheat sheet that you can get. We'll have a link below that you can grab it if you want. It's totally free. And one of the things we teach you in there is to look under the rocks in your life. Like, where is this money hidden in your life? For instance, a lot of people, when they leave a job, they'll have an old 401k that's just sitting there not doing anything. It's collecting dust. Or an old IRA that they're not doing anything with, right? They may have some investments they haven't thought about that are just sitting there collecting dust and not doing anything. Well, what if you could leverage those, move those over into another self-directed IRA that'll enable you to start investing in real estate? So look at your overall budget. Think about everything. Most people don't even know that you can borrow from your 401k, not withdraw from your 401k, but borrow from it. Yes, like a loan to yourself. Most people have no idea you can do that. Right? Not to mention all of the financing options that are available from banks. I'm a huge proponent of using the bank's money to build wealth and keep your own money in your pocket to the best of your ability. So once you have those things written down, very, very important. And by the way, if you've come this far in the video, bravo, because that means you care about your financial future and you're taking action on it. So the people that have stopped watching, those aren't the people that I want to talk to. So congratulations on sticking it this far, because we've got some really good stuff to get through the intermediate journey into the expert journey stage. So now you're in intermediate journey, okay? You've done the groundwork. You've laid out the numbers. You know what plan you have in place to go forward, okay? I want, just for my example, single family homes and maybe duplexes, okay? That's what I want to focus on, honey. That's what we're going to work on, all right? Great, honey, let's do it. Okay, so once you have that plan in place, now you can start looking for properties. Now, where do you go for this? There are a lot of different ways to find properties. One of the best ways, of course, is to network with other real estate investors. Where are they finding properties? Where are they? They have a whole team that's doing it for them? It takes a lot of research and market research to find the right properties. As I mentioned earlier, for instance, if you live in New Jersey and you're like, I want to become a real estate investor, I want to start buying investment properties. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, New Jersey is one of the least friendly landlord states in the country. Well, then you might say, oh, now I hit a brick wall, honey. We can't invest. New Jersey is not good. If I have to evict a tenant someday because they didn't pay, it could take up to a year. I have to hire a lawyer and all of that. Oh man, forget it. I'm just going to go back to the stock market. But what about other states? Hold on a second. What about Texas, where we build properties for our investors? What about Missouri? There's other states that are landlord friendly, pro-landlord. Oh, need to get an eviction in Texas? 2 weeks. Very fast. If someone's not paying, Texas is pro-business, pro-landlord. Different than New Jersey. That's why a lot of people move out of New Jersey and into Texas and Florida and other places like that. California, the same. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to invest in California. No, I'm not. The prices are just astronomical. It's an awful place to invest in real estate. You've got a government which is incredibly hostile to businesses and certainly landlords. Absolutely one of the worst states in the country to invest in real estate. And the money, it's just not going to make sense. The return on investment. Well, honey, we live in California. I guess we can't invest. No. See, this is where you can start to search online. You can start to work with real estate agents. You can start to work with full service rental real estate companies. You can start to examine and find properties out of state. Okay. And, you can work with us if you like. That's totally up to you. I'm just saying that's what I do for a living. So we'll have a link in the description below. If you want to book a call with our team, you can. No pressure at all. We build about 500 homes a year, and we are very selective about the people that we work with. So I'm not saying we're going to work with you if you book a call with us. I'm just telling you that's what we do. And we build new construction properties in the most landlord-friendly states in the country. And we work with over 100 different lenders to work with our investors who are going to buy these properties. New construction in the best school districts in the country in these particular states. So you can go online and start to do this research. You can call up local realtors. So let's say you identify, and again, let's say you're not even working with us. You have nothing to do with working with us at Morris Invest. Fine. So let's say you've really got your heart set on investing in, I don't know, I'm going to make something up here. You've really got your heart set on investing in Alabama. Okay. That's where you're really going to invest. Great. I have nothing to do with Alabama. So we don't build properties there. So you've got your heart set on that because you've heard things about it. You've done research on Alabama, and that speaks to you. Great. Now what do? Well, you could start reaching out to local property managers in the towns where you're planning to buy properties. So these property managers are going to manage these properties eventually for you because you're not going to do it. I hope. You're going to let a property management company handle this for you. Great. So you might call up local property managers and say, hey, I'm interested in investing in properties in this area. Do you know of a good realtor who might suggest investment opportunities in this area? Because the property manager is managing properties for somebody, and they may have connections with the realtors who are bringing them clients who are then they're managing their properties for them. It's a great place to start. Now, if you start with realtors, that could also be a great opportunity to find other realtors on local meetup groups in that town. So let's say you've really got your heart set on investing in Birmingham, Alabama. Again, totally making this up. Well, you might search for local meetup groups in Birmingham, Alabama, local real estate meetup groups. And then you can see that right on meetup.com, and you can see who goes to these meetup groups on a regular basis. Well, I would pull, if you really want to work with an investor-friendly realtor, I would look at that list and see if any of them are realtors, and then call them and say, hey, John, hey, Sally, I see that you're a realtor in Birmingham, Alabama, and I also see that you go to meetup groups regularly with investors. Do you have any properties that you might consider selling, or that I'm interested in buying a property here? Can you send me some information? And you start that dialogue with that realtor. And then, of course, they're going to send you a few properties for you to look at and make a decision. Have a discussion with them. Okay, this property is in disrepair. I need to get it fixed up. I need to hire contractors. Hey, realtor, do you have any suggestions on contractors? And that's kind of how I started. When I started first investing in Michigan, I don't do that anymore. I don't invest it. That's not a landlord-friendly state for me personally. But years ago, when I first started, 20 years ago, 15 years ago, or whatever it was now, I called up a realtor. I found a realtor who was on a forum who was helping other investors. I flew out to meet him. I met with him, looked at properties with him, and I ended up buying 2 properties. And that's how I started my journey. He gave me recommendations on some contractors. Then I had to manage contractors from afar. I had to do all of that myself, right? Then I had to find a property management company that he recommended and put all the pieces in place. And they ended up being great properties over the years. But I don't have the bandwidth now to do that. That's why I have a team that helps other people do it. And I don't want to have to manage all of that myself. Finding contractors, finding the properties, finding the neighborhoods, all of that stuff, doing all of that research. So that's one way to do it. But that's a couple of ways to do it. When you're looking for properties, you need to consider a few factors. These factors include the location of the property. Okay? Location is not a joke. You absolutely want to be in the most landlord-friendly states in the country. Top of that list is Texas. Missouri, right there. Think about that from an investor business perspective, okay? You've got to be in conditions under the regulations of certain states that are protective of you. Next, we want to find out where the property is located in the city. Is it near schools? In a great school district? I want where we build our properties in Texas and Missouri, they're next to the best school districts in that area. Why? So that I have tenants that want to stay there for many years because they want their children to grow up in that school district. So I want to be in the best school districts, bottom line. And I want them to stay a long time. And I want them to be happy. I want them to grow up in this neighborhood. That's what I want. So where we own our properties in Texas, that's what we have. We're right in the best school districts. And I want to be near great jobs. I want to be near great businesses, great jobs, healthcare, university. I want to be around where they have multiple jobs to choose from. They're not all employed by just the super Walmart. The super Walmart goes out of business. All of the tenants lose their jobs and they can't pay rent. Or the main oil refinery, that goes out of business and everyone loses their job. Or Tesla moves from this location and the factory closes down and everyone loses their job. No. I want to have all sorts of options for jobs. And that's where we build our property. So please make sure the location of the property is good and that there's low crime. I also want to be in very low crime areas and growth. I want to see population growing, not declining. Very, very important. I mentioned Michigan a while ago, where I used to invest in Michigan. One of the leading factors of why I don't invest there is because high crime has gone up and population has gone down. People leaving and high crime going up. So those are big indicators to me to not invest in those areas. Next, I want to look at the condition of the property. So if I'm working with a realtor and you're doing this yourself and you're not working with a team that's going to help you, then I really want to get inspections on the property, okay, which you should do anyway. Even if you are working with us, get an inspection, get an appraisal. I want to know what the property condition is. I want to know what the appraised value of the property is. I want to know how much work this is going to take to fix it up. You need to know those things going into this. And I want to know the price of the property. So what is the overall price? And then I can run my numbers because now I got to get on the phone with a property management company. I want to get on the phone with a property management company and ask them, hey, how much will this particular property rent for? Okay, you know the neighborhoods. You know 123 Main Street. What do you think that this property would rent for? And if they say, okay, $700, $800 a month, it's a single family, it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, it's a small property. Yeah, about $750 a month, depending on the kitchen upgrades and things like that. Okay, great. So then once you find a property that you like, you know the numbers on it would work, it'll rent for a certain amount, it won't probably take much to fix up, and it's in a great school district, and all of those factors make sense to you, then you need to make an offer. Okay, then if your offer is accepted, you'll need to close on that property and start collecting rent. That's the process, right? That's the intermediate part of this, okay? The next part is the expert journey, okay? As you become more experienced in real estate investing, you need to start to develop your own investing strategies, okay? You're also going to have to start to learn to identify good deals, how to negotiate better terms, understanding where you want your portfolio to go. So at this stage, you may also want to consider starting your own real estate investing business, right? Opening an LLC, making sure that your LLC is reporting up to a holding company. And that way, all of your business is scaling properly as an investor. Reach your financial goals faster. This is where you want to make sure you have somebody on your team, like a great tax accountant, someone who understands real estate investing. Because when we first started, we had like one LLC. We didn't really know what we were doing. And years later, we had to build out the entire structure. So we have a holding company that each of the properties, we have multiple properties and LLCs that report up to the holding company. And then, of course, on our taxes. We want to make sure that we're tax compliant. But as a real estate investor, you really should not be paying any taxes if you're doing it properly. And as you grow, this is why real estate investors, I think it's the number one way to build wealth. So the expert part of this is really pulling all of these pieces in place because you're running a business at the end of the day. And this is how you build true wealth. Real estate investing is a journey. It's a long, rewarding journey, guys. It takes time, effort, dedication to become an expert. However, if you're willing to put in the work, you can achieve great things with real estate investing. I hope you found this really helpful. If you have any questions, or if you'd like to book a call with our team at Morris Invest, we're happy to just jump on the phone with you. It's a free phone call for 30 minutes. We'll do that for you, we'll point you in the right direction. Maybe you end up working with us. Great. If not, we'll point you in the right direction on where to go. We're always happy to do that. So we'll have links in the description below. Don't forget to also download our Freedom Cheat Sheet. All of that is in the description below. And we'll see you next time, everyone.